They said that her hands could turn any girl into a queen, but they didn't know that every hairstyle she did stole a soul. So she took her basket of combs and ribbons and went as usual under the big mangrove by the river. Very quickly, the girls arrived laughing like every morning. The first to sit on the small wooden stool was Chinelu, a 10-year-old girl always cheerful and talkative. "Nayoba, today I want my hair to shine like the sun," she said in a laugh. "You will be the most beautiful girl in the village, Chinelu, I promise you," Nayoba replied with a smile. She placed her fingers on the girl's head. And then a strange sensation crossed her mind. Her hands became warm, as if a soft heat had been sleeping there for a long time. She began to braid slowly, weft after weft, concentrated. But with every movement, the ring pulsed like a heart, as if it was breathing with her. When the last braid was finished, Chinelu got up to look at herself in the water of the river. And suddenly, everyone around stopped talking. Chinelu's hair seemed to be bathed in a soft light, as if the sun had hidden there. His face shone, his skin seemed smooth and luminous, his eyes sparkled. Even the adult women approached, surprised. "It is not possible," an old woman murmured. "These are the same braids as usual. But look there." Chinelu turned around laughing, proud of his sudden beauty, and Nayoba felt something slip into her back. She put one hand on her neck and realized that her hair had grown again, long, soft, brighter than ever. She got up slowly, her heart beating. Her reflection in the water sent her an image that she had never seen before. Her hair now went down to her hips, and her skin seemed brighter, almost golden. The other girls rushed to surround her, shouting, "Me, after! Nayoba, make me as beautiful as her! Braid me too, please!" Nayoba smiled shyly, but inside a soft fear settled in. It was not normal, and yet deep down a little voice murmured, "Go on." The days that followed were like a dream awakened for Nayoba. As the sun rose over Okwando, the lines of young girls in front of the Grand Mangie grew longer every morning a little more. We didn't just come to get our hair done, we came to look for the miracle of Nayoba. Her fame had spread beyond the banks of the river. The women of the nearby hammer were walking for hours to sit on her little wooden stool. The children were laughing, the teenagers were whispering with excitement, and even some notable wives were coming, veiled, hoping to come out more beautiful than they had ever been. And every time Nayoba put her fingers on a head, the same enchantment happened. The client's skin became luminous, her eyes shone, her smile shone. But what no one could see was Nayoba herself. At each braid, her hair grew even longer. She now descended beyond her height, heavy but beautiful, thick, silky, like a black and shining river. The sun hung like a golden thread, and when she walked in the village, her hair floated behind her like a queen's braid. The women whispered, "It is no longer a simple girl, it is a blessing of the spirits. Her hair is a gift from heaven. Anyone who is haired by Nayoba becomes as beautiful as dawn." Men looked at her with eyes that they had never had for a simple braid. Some forgot what they had come to buy at the market. Others stood there, mouths open, hypnotized by the way the light slid on her hair. But in the silence of those nights, Nayoba discovered herself little by little. Every time she washed her hair in the river, she felt that they were heavier, as if they were breathing, as if they had their own life. When she went to bed, her strands sometimes wrapped around her arms and waist, gently, like a caress. But it made her shiver. She also looked at her reflection longer than before. Her cheeks were smoother, her eyes brighter, her lips more red. She did not understand how all this was possible, but she had stopped asking herself the question, because at each braid, a soft voice murmured in her mind, "Continue, this is only the beginning." And Nayoba continued, not knowing that with each beauty she offered, something was taken back. Charm had started like a fragrant breeze, but now something invisible began to infiltrate Okwando. At first, no one paid attention to it. It was subtle. Girls who were always laughing began to appear tired. Bright faces lost a bit of their sparkle. Bright laughs became little sighs. It was Mama Kenina, Ignam's saleswoman, who noticed it first. Her daughter Muna had been styled by Nayoba a week earlier. That day, she had come out from under the mangrove as beautiful as in the morning, her shining hair and her sparkling smile. But a few days later, her braids fell one by one on her pillow. Her cheeks were not hollowed out, her eyes had lost their sparkle, and when she walked in the market, she seemed slower, as if empty of a force that no one could name. Mama Kenina cried in the silence of her kitchen, and in other houses, similar stories began to be born. Proud faces became dull, laughter faded, hairs faded, but Nayoba did not weaken. Quite the opposite. Every time she finished a hairstyle, her hair grew even more. It now descended to the ground, hanging behind her like a long shadow.